Hi, my name is Dave, this is Bitsesize Bible and it's Friday the 1st of November. Today's passage is Mark chapter 5 verses 24 to 34. Again, this is in the New Living Translation, so please feel free to read along. Jesus went with him, and all the people followed, crowding around him. A woman in the crowd had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding. She had suffered a great deal from many doctors, and over the years she'd spent everything she had to pay them, but she'd gotten no better. In fact, she'd gotten worse. She'd heard about Jesus, so she came up behind him through the crowd and touched his robe. For she thought to herself, if I can just touch his robe, I will be healed. Immediately the bleeding stopped, and she could feel in her body that she had been healed of her terrible condition. Jesus realized at once that healing power had gone out from him, so he turned around in the crowd and asked, "Who touched my robe?" His disciples said to him, "Look at this crowd pressing around you. How can you ask, 'Who touched me?'" But he kept on looking around to see who had done it. Then the frightened woman, trembling at the realization of what had happened to her, came and fell on her knees in front of him and told him what she had done. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Your suffering is over." See, Jesus was so popular that the people, wherever he went, were crowding around him. And here it says that they were pressing in on all sides. So why was Jesus so popular? This passage gives us one reason, that Jesus was able to do things that other people weren't. The woman in this story had been bleeding for 12 years. The doctors of the time took all her money, and they still unable to help her, and she actually became worse. She must have thought that being better again was a hopeless thing. Jesus was able to do what the doctors weren't, and her faith healed her. She didn't just believe that Jesus could heal her, but she fought her way through the crowds to Jesus. She acted on it. Does what you believe stay in your head? Or do you do things differently because of what you believe? See, it's not just believing, but doing that is the measure of our faith. It's our actions that create meaning and significance. This is what faith is. The woman in this story believed, but then went on and acted, and this is what healed her. Consider what you believe about Jesus. Think about how this affects your daily life. Try stepping out and acting on it. This is sometimes called stepping out in faith. Pray with me. Father, you are the God of the impossible. You bring hope into hopeless situations. Give us the faith we need to do your will in this world. Amen. Thank you for being with us this week on Bitsesize Bible. Please look again for next week when we carry on in Mark.